County Sheriff's Office.
Hello, I'm trying to get a hold of Officer Holloway.
Okay. He's our school resource officer. He's not in this office.
School resource office?
Yeah, Deputy Holloway is our school resource officer.
Who am I talking with?
This is Doug
Doug.
Wolford.
Okay, I guess I haven't met you. Deputy Holloway was over here earlier today, and I was supposed to call dispatch to talk to him. He was going to get some phone numbers for me.
Okay. I have not heard anything about that. I'm guessing that Deputy Holloway is probably at one of the two schools here in the county. What's your name?
Sean Schwartz.
Okay. I can contact Deputy Holloway and tell him what you were telling me, that he was going to get you some phone numbers, and then he could contact you. What's your number?
He has my number.
Okay. All right. I will contact Deputy Holloway and tell him you called the office.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Other people talking isn't always a bother, only when I need to get things done. Because I can't get it done while they're talking, and that's a sensory processing issue. It's not something that you can punish out of me. It's not something that I'm capable of changing, and it's not something that drugs have ever done anything to fix. That's what's important about a safe environment. I have to be able to have a meltdown without being punished. If I have a meltdown, it's not because I hate you. I did type to a lot of people that I hated them after what they did to me. When really, I just hate what they did to me. My phone is so fucking cracked. I mean, I don't mean to be overwhelmed. It's not a decision. Punishing me for being overwhelmed does not improve it, it makes it worse. A safe environment is an environment where I can control the stimuli. If it's too quiet, then I can turn up the volume. If it's too loud, I can turn it down. If I need to work on going through this evidence, I can do so without having to hear people speak, because then I get overwhelmed just too easily. It's just too much noise, and it's not anything that anyone means personally. And I'm not always like that, just under extreme situations. And it's been an extreme situation nonstop for 3 years. People get mad at me because I'm overwhelmed. I knew that this panic attack would scare everyone off because they're not willing to understand. They're not willing to listen. See, I was able to help out a lot of drug addicts and a lot of alcoholics because I'm a great fucking listener. But they're not able to help me because they don't hear anyone but themselves. Lori, she wouldn't call and wouldn't call and wouldn't call. And then when she needed somebody to talk to, she finally called. I need housing. That's the help that I needed before Natalie was killed, was help getting into housing and help getting a lawyer. I couldn't do that by myself because I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed with all my money getting stolen. I was overwhelmed with being assaulted for going to see my older brother and my friends in Boulder. I was overwhelmed with having my life threatened. I was overwhelmed with people talking over me. I was overwhelmed with being assaulted candidly as I was overwhelmed with Jeff Ritter, who just never followed through. I was overwhelmed with all of these things, and I can't function when I'm overwhelmed. I have to have an environment where I'm not overwhelmed, and there have to be certain things that I'm able to do without interrupting the lives of others, because then they throw it in my face later on that I was a disruption to their lives. I don't mean to be, I don't want to be, I don't want to have panic attacks over it. I don't want to be overwhelmed to the point that I shut down. I don't want to have to scream on the internet for fucking help from strangers, because chances are pretty good they're going to be alcoholics or addicts. Most of the people who offered to help me, I found out later that they're addicted to heroin or they're addicted to meth. And there was a time I could have helped them. There was a time before I hurt my back. There was a time when I was able to take care of myself, when I was able to walk away from a situation, when I didn't have to rely on others, where I didn't have to carry around all of this fucking evidence in the hopes that I could get an honest court date to get this assaults and threats and harassment and shit to stop. But without what I had before Natalie was killed, I can't do that. Every moment of every day, I'm on the verge of having a fucking meltdown. I don't need to be dragged to a nut hatch when I'm having a meltdown. I need someone to listen. And that's the problem with having a fucking meltdown. In order to get somebody to listen, I have to organize all of this shit. I have to go through it all over again. I have to search through the phone numbers that a certain period of time. I have to search through for the business cards that are during that certain period of time. I have to search for the evidence that was during that certain period of time. I have to go through all of these things that I wrote down. I have to go through shit like this and find which ones fit what period of time. I have to go through my phone and take screenshots, and all of this stuff takes time, and I can't do it when somebody is talking. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I fucking can't. Before all of this happened, I could to some degree. That's the part about having a safe environment. It has to be a safe environment. If I can't control the stimuli, if people are going to be talking or streaming or whatever, I can't control that. So I get overwhelmed so easily when I am already overwhelmed. I need someone to help me if they're going to be in my environment. And this isn't my environment, this is somebody else's. Like, I show you guys me having panic attacks. You're scared of them. I get it. I fucking get it. When you have panic attacks, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of other people who are having panic attacks. I'm not scared that they'll assault me or attack me because I understand what a panic attack is like. I can't function well enough to write this shit down. Meanwhile, it's on Facebook. I can talk about it. can't. I'm overwhelmed. I'm always overwhelmed. When you've been through the amount of shit that I've gone through and it constantly runs through your head, yeah, something as simple as somebody else talking is enough to overwhelm me. And drugs won't fix that. A safe environment will. Drugs won't get me a safe environment. And if I'm in a safe environment, then the problems that I have when I'm not in a safe environment don't exist. When I'm talking about a safe environment, I'm talking about an environment that I can actually function in. At my place in Sydney, I needed access to the internet because that's the only way that I had to communicate with most people. After Natalie died, most of them threw me away. I had their fucking phone numbers stolen because they were on those phones. I don't know how to get those back. I don't know how to use these phones well enough to do that. I literally need somebody to show me how to do that. And people keep telling me, why don't you do this? Why don't you just do that? I've tried. I just end up fucking shit up. Don't tell me to do something that I've already fucked up 30 times trying, okay? If you know how to do it, then show me how to do it. Don't yell at me when I'm not able to do it, because I fucking tried. See, that's the difference between when I say I can't and when other people say they can't. When I ask them for help to do something and they say they can't, they haven't even tried. When I say I can't, I've tried it repeatedly. When I say I can't get the police to take my report unless somebody is there with me, I can't even function well enough to do it. It's because I've tried repeatedly. They're not going to take it seriously unless someone's there with me. And with the experiences that I've had with police, I'm going to have a panic attack immediately if I'm alone. When I had to go in and talk to Amanda Jonas and those other officers, I needed Peaches there. Amanda Jonas fucking slandered Miss Peaches, and Miss Peaches was fine with that. Miss Peaches didn't even bother listening to what the fuck was going on. She was too busy doing what she always does, telling me how to think and how to feel. Sean, you have to understand. You have to understand. I do understand. You need to listen to me. You're not trying to understand. All of the people who told me that I need to understand shit, they're telling me stuff that I already fucking know. Why don't you listen to me for once? Instead of throwing it in my face that I fucking broke the law. I know I did. I had to. I fucking had to. Before I can function well enough to do this shit, first of all, I need housing, and second of all, I need internet. All of this shit was on the fucking internet. Most of my ability to communicate with people is on the internet. I don't have their fucking phone numbers. That's a lot of the problem that I had with being cut off from people because these people who were fucking complaining that everything that I posted and said was fucking spam. In order to finish my story, I have to be able to sit down in peace and fucking quiet. This isn't like playing a video game in a sports bar or fucking ordering drinks while there's a fucking football game on. This isn't that kind of scenario. This is more complicated than having to do your taxes. It's more information than having to go do your taxes. All of this was made public, and it wasn't my choice. It wasn't my choice for the media to get involved. It wasn't my choice for people to slander me and harass me in public. It wasn't my choice to have all of these people's eyes on me after Natalie died. It wasn't my decision for those things to happen. I tried everything else. I tried going to the police. I got victimized for it or blown off. I don't know how to explain to you guys that I didn't always used to be like this. All of these people who knew me before all of this happened, they loved who I was before then. But they fucking hate who I am now because I'm having a fucking panic attack all the time. I'm a bad person for having a fucking panic attack. Is that what it is? I'm a bad person for freaking out over the abuse that I've taken. You say I need psychiatric help. Well, did you help me get psychiatric help? Are you gonna take me to the fucking appointments to psychiatric help? No, you're fucking not. I haven't been safe to drive since I left Virginia, but I still had to fucking drive to places. That puts myself and everybody else on the road at fucking risk. And I explain that fucking repeatedly. You guys expect me to be able to set up all of this shit and be able to do all of this shit without any of the resources to do any of it. And then you pretend that I'm not trying. I've been fucking trying. I've made fucking thousands of phone calls, literally. You don't understand what it's like to have sensory overload, and those of you that do, you're going through it too. You're just not going through as much of it. I mean, people who are highly intelligent are treated like they're fucking psycho, or treated like they're fucking stupid. I gotta try to get help from police officers with the intelligence quotient of mud. You really have to be a fucking psycho to become a police officer this day and age. You have to be. You can't be mentally sound and be a police officer. If you have any morality and you're a police officer, you're gonna lose your morality or you're gonna lose your fucking mind. That officer said he was gonna get some phone numbers for me. I've called Jane Beebe. She's supposed to help out with housing. That's her job in specific. But it has to be here in Chapel. I can't keep moving to new environments, and I'm much less safe in Scottsbluff because I don't know anybody. Like here, if I get my own place in Chapel, I can still come and visit Dallas. I can still go visit Chris Stegeman. I can still go visit the few people in town that don't fucking hate me. In Scottsbluff, I don't know anyone. When I was in Virginia, Natalie and Alicia were the only thing holding me together. They were it. until I had that panic attack over that fucking phone. They were the best thing that ever happened to me. Alright, not Natalie and Alicia. Natalie and Maddie Boa